Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more gut feeling stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. So, playing designated driver. I'm at a stoplight. When it turns green, my gut says, nope, we are cool right here. So 3 drunks in the back and 1 up front, all explaining that I should have let them drive, what the green light means, how to operate the long vehicle pedal, etc. All very helpful. Just as I shrug and shake it off, a black Camaro with its lights off shoots through the red light, loses control and crashes into a telephone pole. Would have T-boned me 100%. The drunks are all in awe of my psychic power. Then the Camaro, flames shooting out from under the crushed hood, backed up and drove off. Super surreal. They were like, not today, death, not today. Man, yeah, listen to your gut, okay? Before you go, just check if everything has stopped, if every car has stopped. Because there can be that one crazy person who wants to rush a red light. And then that's not good. My best friend's family was visiting. Best friend and her dad had asked to see the new fossils I'd added to my collection. So I went upstairs to get them. Her dad was allergic to my guinea pig, who lived in my room. As I turned the corner, I noticed my younger brother, who I call Sean online, was wearing his pajamas. It was barely 9 p.m. Sean never went to bed that early. I asked him why he'd changed. Sean told me that he felt really sick and Dad had told him to go to bed and see if he felt better in the morning. Sean didn't look that sick, but something just felt off. I asked if Mum knew Sean didn't feel good. He said no, he'd just talked to Dad. That wasn't okay, and not because Mum would have been upset if nobody told her Sean didn't feel good. It felt more serious than that. Mum had to know Sean was sick. I started to flip out and snapped at Sean that he should never trust Dad's medical advice. That just tells people to sleep earlier and exercise more. Sean needed to tell Mum now. Sean very clearly thought I was overreacting. Heck, I thought I might be overreacting. But he went downstairs and told Mum he didn't feel good. First thing Mum did was check him for rashes. He had a red streak running from his thumb up to his armpit. Sean had severe blood poisoning. We found out later from the hospital he was 4 hours from death. If I hadn't had such a strong feeling that Sean had to tell Mum he didn't feel good, he wouldn't be alive today. He would have died in his sleep that night. Whoa, how do you get that kind of gut feeling? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, would I ever feel this way? That's a crazy gut feeling though, because I do feel like I would be the type to just brush it off too. I'll just be like, oh yeah, get some rest then, get some rest. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I'm just thinking about like, how did they, But that's so true for dads though. They're just like, really? Yeah, you must be on the computer too much. That's why you're feeling sick. Go to sleep. But I do feel like mums are more like overly worried, so they overthink a lot as well, and they'll be like, really, what happened? And then they'll be like, you have to go see a doctor right now. There was a knock on the shared front door. The house was broken into 3 flats. I was the ground floor. I recognized the guy at the door as the boyfriend of the pretty little Asian woman who lived a couple floors above us, and he smiled at me and asked if he could come in and wait for her in the hallway. Nice looking white guy, very upper middle class with a tweed jacket and posh accent. Good manners, winning smile. My stomach did a flip and I said no and shut the door in his face very abruptly. May I come in? No. Love it. I had no idea why I reacted as badly as I did because I knew him to say hi to and I knew he spent the night in the building a lot. Yeah, I don't think you should ever let anyone in the building if they don't belong there, Even if they do have to wait outside, Jeez. It's really fishy if someone asks to come in. Yeah. A couple days later, she stopped me in the hallway and said if I ever saw the boyfriend again, I was to call the police. I'm guessing I subconsciously picked up on some non-verbal cue from when I saw them together. He must have done something. Not good. It's always that one person that you never suspect. That's fishy. I mean, maybe you do have a gut feeling about them, but then there's nothing to pinpoint, Like, you know how sometimes you see someone and you're just like, fishy, don't want to hang around them. And you're the only one who's like, No. I think it's because it's the fact that everyone likes them that it's fishy. Really? Really? No one dislikes him? Really? I have to be the first one. When I was in my early 20s, my roommate brought home a new guy she was dating. He had these crazy eyes and just seemed bizarre. He ended up drinking and passed out. She dated him for around 6 months. I moved out shortly after she split with him. Several years later, he was on the news for being a serial killer. I hope the girl was okay. Okay, she split with him, so she was fine, right? Jeez. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps, sorry. My ex, she would constantly tell me things that seemed like they could be true with just enough details to make them believable, but were also just a little bit exaggerated, so it made her seem like her role in the story was more important or more unique. It always felt a little off, but she always had the benefit of plausible deniability on her side. Example, one morning I was waking up for work and she told me there was a huge screaming match at the neighbor's house where the two parents were fighting and making a scene. Her role in it was that she took their kids elsewhere while it was going on to keep them out of harm's way. The police were called and the man was escorted off to jail. Since I hadn't heard any of this going on, she just told me, yeah, you were out like a rock. Which was quite possible, but it was all a fabrication just for her to have a story that made her seem interesting and important. Turns out she was a pathological liar and almost none of those things were true at all. My gut knew, but my brain reasoned the sense out of me. Yeah, when you're in love with someone, you don't look at the red flags. You know, you see a red flag and you cling on to it, okay? Not good. But wow. Why though? What's the benefit of that? Like, making her seem important? I don't get it. What? Look, so like she's playing like the hero in a story. Look, I just saved these kids. Do you love me more? The kind of thing. Like, is she trying to make the partner like her more because she's nicer? Nice? I don't know. Okay. Years ago, I was in another state due to a family member being hospitalized. The hospital was very close to a sketchy rundown area and my family and I had stopped to get gas. This guy in a hoodie walks up while I'm pumping gas, kind of looking out of it, and hits me up for coffee money. I had a very bad feeling about him, so not wanting to piss him off, I carefully gave him a bit of change I had in my pocket, explaining I wasn't carrying any cash on me. All the while watching him and all around to make sure I could scoot, do something if necessary. He thanked me and went on his way. A few days later and back home, I saw his face on the news. He was arrested. Obviously for doing something bad. I'm so glad that they gave them the money when they had a gut feeling, you know? To avoid confrontation, right? My sister-in-law was a high-level exec in a company. She introduced me to her boss, the CEO. At that moment, I knew they were having an affair. Nothing outward, strictly intuition. She was married to my wife's brother. Okay. And when I told my wife, she said I was nuts. Within months, we learned I was right. She divorced and went on to marry her boss. Whoa. Oh, I guess you just know, right? I think it's the body language and, you know, how they look at each other. This is my boss. Because how else would you know? Ages ago, I was maybe 9 years old. We were on our way home from the local pool when a massive summer storm started. I'm talking full-on garbage bins flying through the air and literally feeling how the wind was moving our car a little bit to the left. So we enter this tunnel and I suddenly scream, "Stop!" off the top of my lungs. My mother slows down and asks me confused about what's going on. I, now crying, beg her to stop the car and wait the storm out. She tells me that she just can't stop the car in the middle of the street in a tunnel and promises me to drive slowly and carefully. Just as we were about to see the end of the tunnel, a small tree falls onto the street, followed by a gigantic 300-kilogram rock. That stone would have hit and squished us. It even left a bump in the road. I have absolutely no idea what gave me the feeling, but I am very glad it was there. What? yeah, they had the feeling they were about to be squashed, man. 300 kilogram. How did they know it was 300 kilograms? Did it go outside and measure or something? I'm kidding. No, but seriously, that's a big rock. 300 kilos. Wow. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time.